Number 7, H5p for fun and impactful learning resources. So what does H5p stand for? It's HTML5 publisher. But what H5p is, they're bite-sized, engaging, interactive learning objects. So we have a library, 15 or 16 different learning object types that you can explore, and they just make your content pop. If you're delivering content via a Moodle book or lesson or page, the last thing you want is lots of text that students have to read through. You want to break up that content with interactive elements, with interactive videos, questions to test their knowledge or for students to test their own knowledge. And H5p lets you do that. They're very straightforward to create. As I say, there's a wide variety of objects, and each of those objects has a really good tutorial attached to it as well. I'll show you how you access those via Moodle to start with. So if you go into Moodle and add an activity or resource, you will find H5p Interactive Content right there in the middle. So press on that one and you'll be presented with a list of all the content types. So this immediately gives you an idea of all the different things you can do. Interactive videos, so videos with questions embedded or pop-up boxes drawing attention to a certain part of the video. Lots of different question types, image hotspots, accordions. I'll explore those in a bit more detail on the next page, but this is how you select your objects, and this is where you create them. If we go to h5p.org, so that's the main website of H5p, and examples and downloads, that's probably the best way to see them all on one page. So I'm not going to go into a great deal of detail. I'm just going to highlight a few of my favourites just so you can get an idea of what you can do with H5p. So as I mentioned, interactive video, I press on that one and it lets you take a video, normally from YouTube, and then at different points you can add in quiz questions. So you've got to a certain point in the video and you want to check whether your students have understood the content, and they'll get the answer immediately. You can also put in fill the blank type questions or boxes that pop up with content, so they just draw attention to certain elements. So interactive video, really easy to get going with, and a really useful resource. The accordion, if you've got FAQs on your module, this is a great way to display them. Put the question here and the answer below it. As they pop them open, they can see the answer to those questions. Really straightforward. But it just adds a bit of interactivity to what would normally be flat, quite bland text. Lots of great resources for languages, so audio recording, audio recognition, so students can say a word and as an answer to a question, or a dictation whereby they hear a sentence and they have to dictate it, and then it checks whether that's right or wrong. Really useful. The documentation tool, I find that one really handy. It will let you create a structured process. So this one lays out goals and a plan and an evaluation. Students enter into those predefined boxes that you've created, and at the end they get a PDF which they can keep hold of or put in your portfolio. So a good way to produce a plan, a good way to deliver guided reflection for students. I'll just show you one more just before I finish off, and that is the interactive book. So the interactive book and column can be used to combine any number of these different content types into a structured learning package. You can also use the Moodle book to do that as well, so give a page for each H5p activity. Lots of ways you can do it. One thing to point out is that each of these learning objects has a really good tutorial. I'll show you the one for interactive video because I know that's very good. So just at the bottom here you will find a link to a tutorial which has the media attached to it as well. So it will step you through the process of creating one of these objects with all the media you'll need to create something fully formed. And most of them only take a few minutes to complete. They're not complicated, they're very, very straightforward. I've included a session from the Telltale's Blended Learning Festival below, so please have a look at that under the supporting resources.